So before we get started on talking about this episode, I just want to let it be known that this entire season during our reviews, you have been singing "Ain't No Hoe in My Blood."
Ain't no hoe in my blood. Ain't no hoe in my blood.
Ain't no bitch in my blood. Ain't no bitch in my blood.
This entire time, I didn't know where that was from.
What?
I did not know what you were singing.
You didn't know that was this song?
Had no idea
Oh my god, bro! What you
until earlier this week. Then I was like, oh, okay. That's what the reference
Ain't no
is.
bitch in my blood.
I had no idea what you were singing. I just wanted to throw that out there.
What the fuck?
I just thought you were just...
That almost never happens. I'm usually the one that's out on the, on the tee.
Yeah,
You
no.
didn't know he was a singer?
I feel like I knew he did something outside of Power, but I just never paid attention to it. And then I saw the clip of him dancing with Drew at a club, and I was like, oh, he does music. Let me check this out. And then that was the first thing that came up. Now he has a new song out, apparently. Just throwing that out there. I think it's
My
called
stepdaddy shot me in the back.
Oh. We'll get to that.
Okay, my bad. I thought that was the title.
Tariq then starts calling Lauren and is going straight to voicemail.
Ooh.
Before going into court, Tariq asks Effie that if he goes inside for her to find Yaz, because outside of his mom, Effie's the only girl he can trust. Which, really?
Treacherous.
Very treacherous.
Treacherous. I told y'all. Oh, Lauren's not dead. No, she dead. She dead. And Effie killed her. And Effie killed her. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. Now here go Tariq. Oh, you the only girl I can trust. Or only person he can trust. Like
Outside of his mom.
Tariq.
Which is nuts.
Tariq.
Mecca basically attempts to buy Zeke's love with a car that he buys him.
Good start.
Yeah, for sure. Especially very nice car that he gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke asks Mecca again if Monet was lying about being involved in Milgram's death. He kind of avoids the question completely because I think everybody knows that she had something to do with that death.
You can trust Monet.
You know?
No, he can't.
No.
He can't.
No.
I definitely can't trust your lying ass because you telling me to trust. This is the first. It's so fucking sad, yo, that this had to be the only episode that I felt like Zeke had a brain.
Yeah.
This was the only time dealing with every person that he dealt with in this episode that I felt like he had a brain in his head that worked.
Yeah.
First time, he wasn't buying nobody's bullshit. He been cutting through it. Like, it's unfortunate that this had to be the one episode that became a thing.
Monet tries to get Kane to kill Lorenzo, and despite her best efforts, it doesn't work.
No, okay. All right.
That is until she mentioned that Tariq killed his own father. That put the battery in his back.
Yo, this whole part of this episode just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because not only is the whole move your father out of the way so that you can actualize your potential storyline, it's giving retro, it's giving Groundhog's Day, it's giving rewashed. Mm-hmm. You understand? Like it's been done. You used it to send off the most important character in the franchise already. Wasn't the most popular thing, but you used it already. So like, why? Why more? Why even once we fully fleshed out, all of this episode and talked about it, just so we not, jumping ahead too much. I'm gonna bring this back up again because why? Why is it so important to keep perpetuating that? This idea that it's always going to come a time where a son has to remove his father by force. Why are we doing that? Why does that seem to be the theme for all of these niggas, man? Does everything for their mother, even to the point of putting themselves and everyone else around them at risk, mm-hmm. right? Undying love for their mother. But ultimately, it's like jealousy of position, wanting to ascend, trying to take over, but all of that at the hands of you removing your father.
Yeah.
Like it's too much, man. Like it's too common. Why is that the thing?
Still not sure why Tariq killing his father, put the battery in Kane's back because that's stupid.
Oh my God. It's like, so now we're painting the way that Tariq sent his father to his demise as a virtue.
Plus, why does everybody and their mom know about Tariq killing?
Yeah, everybody know. Everybody
But
know.
Kane didn't know.
Mecca know. You know what I'm saying? Monet knew. Monet knew because of the graveyard shit. But
Yeah,
still, yeah. Apparently, everybody knows now.
except Kane.
Yeah. Well,
ADA Sullivan, aka Lady Lawyer, calls Braden Weston to the stand. Braden admits that he was the one selling drugs at Choate and Stansfield, and the whole case gets dismissed.
Brayton is a cold motherfucker.
Very much so.
Brayton is a bad boy.
Very much so.
Well, also, I think he knew, hey, I'm young, I'm white, I was selling drugs, I'll get off.
Mm-hmm.
But Tariq won't.
Yeah.
So I'll eat it now, and we can continue doing what we do. But even that being said, there's not too many people that are gonna make that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Trace is a bitch. How you gonna come out here, run your mouth? You created this problem. We only here testifying because you couldn't shut the hell up. Now you sick. It's time for you to get up there and do what you need to do. You sick. It's nuts, man. It's nuts. That is nuts. But yeah, got up there, pretty much destroyed her case. I mean, I don't know. It seems like lawyers get very desperate when they go after Ghost or they go after Tariq.
Mm-hmm.
They get very loose in the way that they attack him. Like, if you know Braden is a close confidant, even a friend of Tariq, right? He has every reason to try to skirt prosecution under any type of circumstances, even if you're offering him a deal that's to his benefit. He has every reason to not go along with that. It's his business that you're also jeopardizing. So it's like they keep setting themselves up for these pitfalls. Like, you hinged your entire case on Tariq's confidant. With what? With what? With hey, we saw you on a dead cop's dash cam? You got any DNA? You have any other evidence other than me popping up on this guy's dash cam? What do you have on me? How could you expect that to entice him to throw away a multi-million-dollar business?
And to not know
hell are you
that
talking about?
his name was on the course correct shit.
If you knew about
If you
knew about course correct, right? Obviously, you knew about course correct. No one thought to think who the company's name is under. No one thought. No one in the team of lawyers that you have as a U.S. district attorney. No one thought to check and see who the name of the company, the name of the owner of the company was. No one thought to check to make sure that it was actually Tariq St. Patrick.
That would have immediately ended Braden as, testifying. That would have immediately ended that.
It's hey man, hey.
Yeah. Sachs thinking he can talk to Lady Lawyer after the case was nuts too. You think she wants to talk to you after that?
So I was just wondering if we could nope. Nope.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, oh yeah, no, that's over.
I'm upset that we had to find out that Lauren was dead during a scene between ADA Sullivan and Sachs. But okay.
He did piss me off in this scene though, when he asked her who was the shooter. It's like, yo, Cooper, man, after all this time working in the kind of cases that you've been working, you still have this fucking like suburban white boy visor on everything. Like, you have this Puritan, I'm above all of this drug nonsense attitude towards your clients, towards the cases, towards everything that's happening around you. You won't leave it alone. You won't choose a different career path. You won't remove yourself from it. But you attack it in such a cynical nature, it blinds you. Like, Cooper Sachs is a decent cop. I think he's trying to be a decent person, but his bias is what always gets him in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he starts showing it even then, like, who's the shooter? What the fuck are you talking about? I didn't tell you she got shot, asshole.
Yeah.
because you already had it in your mind the minute that she got hit, or the minute that you got hit with the news that Lauren was dead, Tariq killed her.
Yeah.
Because that's your go-to for everything. Yeah. Tariq did it. Yeah. No, Tariq did it. Did you kill him? You are his fucking lawyer.
Yeah.
Bro, go get another job.
But
I guess he found him another job, huh?
The other thing that came out in this conversation is that obviously we know that Lauren died in a car crash with a bag full of money. So Effie didn't take the money?
No, because she was trying to make it look like Lauren was running away. And she got into an accident. Which is how it played out. All right, that's how they took it.
Monet calls Tariq to kill Mecca, which is why? So you're sending Kane to kill Lorenzo, and you're also sending Tariq to kill Mecca?
I guess this was their attempt at making Monet seem pragmatic.
But here's the thing. So originally the conversation starts off that Tariq needs to kill Mecca, but then somehow during the conversation...
I'm so confused with all of this. All of this big back and forth, like, oh, I'm going to tell you something, then I'm going to go to the other person and tell them something else, but then I'm going to go back to the top and then tell him something. Like, what is this, man? What is this? What is this big-ass game of telephone that we playing to set all of this bullshit up?
But here's my question. Why does Monet want to kill Mecca before Tariq tells her that he's an informant? Like, what was her reasoning for killing Mecca?
I don't know, bro.
Before Tariq
I don't know.
saying that.
Maybe she just wanted both of them gone so she could start over. I don't know, man. None of this shit made sense. I don't know. I don't know why she set the board in motion like that. It just seems like she overcomplicated everything.
Yeah. All of this would make sense if she knew that Mecca was an informant, but she didn't know that until they had the conversation.
Tariq told her.
So I didn't get that.
Like, she, at that point, she wanted Tariq to help Kane kill Lorenzo, but then also kill Mecca.
Yeah.
Before she even found out that he was the global go-to snitcher.
Monet tells Lorenzo the plan, then Lorenzo tells Diana and Drew the plan.
So, okay. All right. So at this point, we have Monet telling Kane and convincing him, you have to kill your father. We have Monet telling Tariq, you have to help convince Kane that he has to kill Lorenzo. You got to make him come to terms with it. Make him accept it. Prepare him for what he's about to do. Lorenzo, Mecca wants you dead. He's going to use Kane to try to do it.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that speech? Your daddy did this. He gave the business to Drew. He got a da 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 blah 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 blah. Are you planting seeds into your son's head so maybe one day he'll kill his father for you? Is power just going to be the universe of slain fathers?
Yeah.
All the sons, grab your arms. It's time to slaughter daddy.
There was a solid 15 to 20 minutes of this episode in the middle here where I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like,
it's just some nasty shit going on in that room, man. I don't understand why I keep seeing that. Why do we keep rewatching that theme over and over and over and over and over again? Oh, your dad has to go. Y'all making me scared. Y'all are making me scared.
Brayden lies about what happened with Lauren, which I understand, but he has to know at some point that shit's going to come back on him.
I think that's why he ultimately ended up doing what he did on the stand, because he knew he owed him. Yeah. He knew he owed him. Like I said last week, man, Lauren didn't have nothing to do with nothing. She didn't have shit to do with shit. Lauren kind of got roped into all of this just by being in Tariq's atmosphere, just by being close to him. Mm-hmm. Right? They wasn't even committed long enough to each other for you to actually, the fact that they keep referring to her as his girlfriend is nuts to me. Or he even referred to her as his girlfriend. Nigga, don't want your girlfriend. No, ain't no
but it wasn't for very long.
You had Lauren for like 2 days,
yeah,
and then you was with Diana, and then now you with Effie.
Yeah.
You don't have a girlfriend, fam, or you have 3. Either way, you shouldn't be coming back questioning people like, hey, you know my girl. That ain't your girl.
Zeke goes to see Rage Cop to make sure they have Milgram's death listed as a suicide, which he had to have known that was going to set everything else in motion.
Rage Cop, yeah, you can't go back to Rage Cop asking about Carrie Milgram. That was the best thing to happen to his life. Why you think he raging out?
He had to have known that just asking that question was going to lead to more investigation into it. Mm-hmm. So at first I thought it was stupid, but considering what happened afterwards.
Yeah, I think Zeke is he's struggling right now because he feel like he's alone, but the only people that know the most about what it is he's feeling or the subject matter that he's stressed out about is Monet and Mecca, and he don't really want to have nothing to do with them. Mm-hmm. So he's in an awkward spot. I think he goes to try to get some sort, because in the back of his mind, Zeke knows that Monet has something to do with Carrie's death. He knows now. He knows she's a liar. The same way that she was lying to him all that time. He saw that. He saw that she lied to him about Carrie when he asked the first time. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to console himself. Maybe he's trying to get on board with the whole idea of going, running away with Mecca and Monet. So he's trying to do it. Like, all right, was it really a suicide? He wasn't convinced. Yeah. Nor should he have been convinced.
For sure.
Nor should he have been convinced. And again, this is just the first time that I've seen Zeke behave with some common sense.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah.
Tate and Stephen Ott let Sweeney know that he got a dip from the office over this whole photo. They at least give him a decent severance package.
Which he didn't have to do. Very
clear setup for Tate's power book.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Tate, because if that's how you set up, oh boy, Sweeney, after you did what you did to him, I'm thinking that you probably should have something nice for your brother, but we'll see what ends up being, it ends up being his contribution after, he probably gave up his job didn't even willingly give it up, like you took it from him.
Yeah. Kane plots with Mecca on killing Tariq. Mecca says that he already currently has eyes on Tariq. Monet walks in the room to tell them that Zeke ain't coming. Mecca tells Tariq that his $2 million will be ready soon.
I think if Kane could have worked out a way for Mecca to help him kill Tariq instead of his dad right then and there and cut Monet out, I think he would have did it.
Yeah.
I think he would have did it.
I agree.
I think if he could have found a way just to be like, hey, look, man, I know you want to kill Lorenzo or whatever, but look, what you really need to do is get after that nigga Tariq, and we can get all of this set up. If Mecca would have went with that shit, he would have done it.
Yeah. He doesn't have to kill his dad and gets to kill Tariq.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Elvin from The Cosby Show explains that the adoption has been stopped and custody has been reverted. Sachs.
I'm tired of this make-believe judicial system. I'm tired of it. Like, fam, it's like we playing Monopoly, bro. Oh, you were in jail. Now you're out of jail. Go to jail. Oh, now you're back out of jail. It's like we are playing games with the judicial system, and we talking about black people.
For sure.
Like, there's no incentive for any of this to go this smoothly for these people.
Yeah.
But, okay. Yep, let's play along.
Sax then shows up to tell Tariq that Lauren is dead.
At least now it went from, oh, did Tariq do it, to I wasn't sure. At least there's a little bit of doubt.
Yeah, because he realizes that he had no idea. So Tariq spills out his heart to Effie about the Lauren situation, and then he comes to the realization that maybe Yaz is better off without him, which, yeah, obviously.
Duh, motherfucker. and not only because just in general, like, the people who are close to you get fucked, but also in the long run, like, just think about it, bro. Just think about it for a second. Even if you were able to pull off this, all right, I'm gonna leave, right? What, you gonna take Jasmine on the run with you? Like that's what you're gonna do? If that was the case, then she should have left with Tasha in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, grandma should have never even been a problem. She should have just left with Tasha. Mm-hmm. If that's what you wanted for her, and if you think that's what's best for her, then obviously her being with you is not the best.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Tasha, aka Vanessa, she is out in a log cabin out in God knows where. When keeping it real goes wrong, Tamika shows up.
Dad, I don't like people playing on my phone.
And lo and behold, Yaz, now Olivia, gets to live with a family member.
Boy, man. So what happened to Don't Call My Phone Again? What happened to Don't Call My Phone Again? Yeah. Except to set up a once in a lifetime offer where I deliver the daughter of a protective custody witness, right? Because that's what Tasha is. Yeah. Like, all of this is nuts, and then he gets to go.
Thank you. Why
he gets to go?
Would you take Tariq out there?
You can never see them again, but he gets to go.
That pissed me off so much.
Oh my god, man! But I mean it. After this time, you never call me again, Tariq. Shut up, Tamika. Shut up. Your lying ass. He'll be right back calling you again next season for something. Oh my god, man! Jesus, that boy is lucky. That boy is so lucky, man. I wish I would play the lotto every day.
So while in the car, Sax basically tells Tariq that if it wasn't for Dante, they wouldn't have even gone after Ghost, and none of this would have ever basically happened.
Confirming what a lot of people thought, that Mecca probably snitched on Ghost at some point in time. So I thought that kind of made all the motivation that Tariq needed to get the job done with Monet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you catch the line from Sax when he was talking about Dante? He said, if not for him, your father, Angela, who knows? Because Angela and Ghost, remember, once Ghost moved out of the penthouse, he was trying to do things legit. He was bringing Tariq and Raina over to meet Angela. They stayed the night over there. He was trying to make it legit, right? It wasn't until Angela was forced to start prosecuting James that all of this went to shit. Mm-hmm. If Mecca never snitches on James St. Patrick, or even by proxy by snitching on Lobos, right? Do they ever really, does it get to the point where Tommy has to kill Angela, and now there's this F everybody Ghost, I'm about to become a politician and run away from New York? Like, does any of that shit ever happen?
Probably not.
It's funny that he's telling Tariq that, and that infuriates him. Oh, you mad? You mad? You're mad? Thought your father was a monster.
So Rage Cop tells Zeke that Monet was in the area during the whole Milgram situation.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think he's on his way to do? He's obviously on his way to the airplane hangar. Mm-hmm. But why? What do you think he's on his way to do?
At the very least, tell Monet off, but probably worse.
Confront her. Yeah.
Milgram was like the love of his life at that
I
point.
think he was going to off Monet. I think he was on his way to off Monet, which makes the next series of events very interesting. So they took 3 bags that all looked like Mecca's bag, and they split them up between Lorenzo, Drew, and Diana. Mm-hmm. Diana got the last one to hand off to Tariq at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. It was designed to kind of separate him in his manpower, right? Mm-hmm. When Monet tells Lorenzo that Mecca is trying to get him up through, he says, "Oh, homeboy? I thought he was just coming around to help. I didn't know he was a snitch. Or I didn't know he was Mecca's dude. Or I didn't know," you know what I'm saying? But he at least acknowledges that there's some fuck shit going on with the people around him. Why not tell Diana or Drew? You got one of Mecca's moles in your entourage, and you don't think to tell Diana or Drew to watch out for that nigga? The nigga in the bar, that was the same nigga that they ended up beating up and doing away with.
Yeah.
You knew. Why didn't you say something?
Diana tells Lorenzo that there were bank accounts set up for everybody but him, because she looked in the bag. Meaning that
you had one job, Diana. You literally had one thing to do. Them niggas told you to do one. She's so busy trying to be grown that she does some immature shit. I think that was more the sentiment that the family was feeling after the whole Zeke thing, as opposed to what Drew told her, that everybody hated her for saying what she said, which wasn't true.
Right.
But I do think people were annoyed with the recklessness of how she went about it. Mm-hmm. And here we go again. You doing something that you were explicitly told not to do. Taking it upon yourself to tell your dad what you seen. Even looking in the bag in the first place. Now your dad is going to act on something on incomplete information. Like, yeah, all of them accounts was set up without Monet's knowledge. You don't know that. Lorenzo don't know that. That completely changes the entire situation. One little piece of information changes the entire narrative, but you will feed that shit to your dad continuously.
Tariq shows up to Mecca's crib. Lo and behold, Monet is holding a gun to Mecca. Mecca explains that he knows Monet has been lying, and he himself has been lying, so therefore, they're perfect for each other. Just the fact that he's
It's an interesting way to describe toxicity.
You know?
You be lying, girl. I be lying, girl. Let's stay together.
Like,
he's not wrong. Because I don't feel like Monet could feel any type of way based on how she's been moving with both of these men.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, he's not completely wrong. I honestly believe it was the snitching that took it over the top for her.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it was the snitching that took it over the top with her.
But again, she was willing to kill Mecca before she even knew that.
She found out. You're right. You're right. You're right. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't either. Her knowing that he's a snitch makes perfect sense.
The only time that I actually felt like she was ever in love with this nigga is when she was flying in the airplane, the helicopter. Yeah. It's the only time that she showed any loving type of emotion towards anyone. She showed some love and emotion towards Zeke a little bit.
Oh well, yeah.
Once he found out that that's his mom, but
yeah, that was
That's it. That's it. Everything else has just been angry brow.
So Lorenzo goes to the airport hangar and sees a person who he believes is Mecca, which he's seen Mecca, so obviously he knows what Mecca looks like. But then shoots at the person boarding the jet, and that person just happens to be Zeke. Which, I'm not gonna lie, I cried laughing at that scene. That was probably
my boy went down like a Tyler Perry character. That was nuts.
Lorenzo is supposed to be a killer, so him killing Zeke that way,
from fucking 40 feet away, you can't even see the nigga clear enough to see who the fuck it is. You seen a dude pull up in a Lamborghini
and just assumed
that it must be Mecca. Like was the fact that he was sitting there coaching himself into it supposed to make it more real? You're in my way, Mecca. You're in my way, cabron. You must go.
Oh man, and just the dumb luck that it happened to be Zeke just took it over the top for me. I thought it was hilarious.
No, you know what the funniest part of that to me was is the breakfast scene at the end where the nigga is literally sitting there shitting bricks, waiting for the news to drop because he knows at any moment she's gonna get a phone call that Zeke is dead.
Yeah, yep.
The minute she asked, like, anybody talk to Zeke, and Monet, I'm going to take a shower. Like, fuck. Like, okay, all right. So Diana decides to tell her dad about the
bank account.
About the bank account. I get it from the standpoint that Diana has been without her father for so long, and she's still loyal to him. And to her, Lorenzo hasn't shown her enough, like Monet has, to let her know that there's a different side to him. Like, she hasn't seen Lorenzo's ugly side, one that's capable of killing her stepbrother, or her half brother.
Yeah,
she hasn't seen that part of him yet, so she still has that. That's my daddy. That's my dad. Like, she still has that higher, bigger, larger than life view of him. She don't have that at Monet no more. Yeah. So she's choosing sides. She picking sides right now, and her picking sides is what led to her brother being killed.
So while that happened, Monet also kills Mecca, and so with Tariq showing up, obviously they have to clean everything up. And a few scenes later, Agent Rodriguez from the original Power show.
Blanca. Why can't he get away from Blanca?
So she sees Tariq, and now she sees blood.
Of course it's Blanca, because there's no other DEA agent in all of the country for Mecca to be talking to.
Yeah.
Also, I wonder how long she's been his handler, because that would explain why Blanca had such a hard-on for James St. Patrick, because she knew about him way back, like Lobos Day back.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
That would also explain why Mecca knows so much about the whole situation.
About the situation with Tariq.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So Mecca really been around this whole time, just snitching in secret.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me ask you something. Do you think there's still a chance that Mecca and Effie are linked? There was no connection so far, and they didn't get fleshed out here. Honestly, Effie's role was decidedly light in this season finale, which was weird to me considering what happened. That whole arc was very light.
I plan on talking about that as well.
It was very brushed over.
Yeah, I agree. Very strange that Davis wants to brag about being 4 inches taller than his brother. That was weird. Like when they were in the scene together.
It's just writing. It wasn't enough. I guess they didn't trust us enough as an audience.
Literally the exact same thing I thought. Literally wrote that in my notes.
With Sax saying 4 inches taller.
Like
immediately, immediately my mind went to Method Man, Redman.
Yeah, they didn't trust us enough to
pick it up.
Yeah, so they obviously had to bring that up again.
Hey guys, don't forget 4 inches.
Like, it's just weird that he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm 4 inches taller than you." Like, all right,
okay, yeah, okay.
Sax tells Lady Lawyer that he's fighting for her and for justice because they feel like the same thing, and then they kiss. Dumbest scene I think I've seen.
Listen to me, man. Listen to me, man. So remember I told you what he did against James St. Patrick, right? In the name of what was righteous and all good and holy, right?
Yeah.
So for you to feel that feeling again, you're going to break the law. You're going to break the law and break confidentiality. You're going to break your oath, be disbarred, potentially line yourself up to be killed. So you can fall down the same morality rabbit hole that you've been on since you've been on this show. That's not an arc, guys. This is not an arc. Cooper Sax has already done this. It's the exact reason why he's no longer a district attorney. We've already been down this road. We've been down the you have to kill your father to make it road. We've been down the Cooper Sax morality shit hole. We've been down this road before.
I think they're trying to justify this as a character arc because at least this time
his
it's for
love for that lawyer is not the reason why he's doing this. No, it's not. It's not. It very clearly is not.
It was a fling.
How do you say, man, I really fucked up when I planted evidence on James St. Patrick and got fired. So now I'm going to work with prosecution, giving information from my client and my co-counsel to you, breaking every oath I've ever taken, every confidentiality agreement that I signed.
Yeah.
Because why? Because he's the consigliere for the Tejadas. He don't know shit. You don't know nothing. You like Diana. You don't know nothing. Not a fucking consigliere. He sat in the back of my car with a 40 to my temple. And then he put $500K, or his mom put $500K in my hand, and I gave them the information that they needed to keep themselves safe. I didn't jeopardize Tariq. You don't know nothing, Sax. It's all because that's what you think. And what you think is moral now is to betray your oath as a lawyer.
Basically, all because he's in love with this chick. That's why.
And I guess he was in love with his job before, and that's what made him chase after Ghost so ardently, even after all of the failures he had in doing so.
Stupid. Hated that scene. Hated everything about that scene. Hated the ending because I needed to know exactly what happened with Lauren. And I was hoping, in knowing what happened with Lauren, that it would set up the whole, what we hoped would be the Tariq versus Effie war in season 3. We didn't get any of that. Like, we didn't get any kind of answer for what actually happened with Lauren.
She died. No, she died. We got our answer.
Zeke got
you're
killed.
Looking for something sophisticated. You're looking for something cohesive and coherent. The back half of this season has been none of that. So that is our answer. Lauren died in a car crash that was orchestrated by Effie.
Sure.
The plain answer is the one that's most likely.
Yeah, no. I get that we got the answer. I guess I just didn't.
We gotta stop trying to overcomplicate things for them because it's not that complex over there. It's very linear.
No, for sure. And then Zeke got killed for absolutely no reason. So no more memes.
My boy went out like a whole Tyler Perry character.
And then the whole sax thing pissed me off. And so I got to be honest with you, hated the ending. Hated the season finale.
Yeah, it does leaves the door open for there potentially to still be a connection with Effie and Mecca. I think that if they were going to do that, if it ends up being that, it would be a very big disappointment that wasn't fleshed out. Because then now you can tell the story from like the inside man's perspective. Mm-hmm. But they haven't confirmed that Effie's even an inside man, even though all the evidence points to that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't just get to the point of saying it. Oh, you can rehash 2 times that Method Man is 4 inches taller than Red Man, right? Because that's necessary. But it's not necessary to directly address the fact that Effie is at odds with Tariq, even if Tariq doesn't know it.
And why highlight the regret that she was feeling in the end of the last episode
if you weren't going to touch on it at
even
all?
Address it at all? She was in this episode for all of 3 seconds, it felt like. So for them to not even really touch on Effie's side of it.
But not even that. Lauren's death in general was a side note. It came in the last 15 minutes of the show, and it was almost like it was a throwaway.
Yeah.
It was a throwaway.
Yeah. I didn't like this episode at all. I didn't like the season finale. And I can only hope that somehow in season 3, which I'm sure we'll probably be getting, that it turns into something that was better than this season, because the season ending didn't pay out everything that we had worked for in this season. I don't feel like it did.
No.
Like even the Mecca versus Lorenzo saga didn't end the way I would have necessarily wanted it to.
No,
I mean, sure,
they
Mecca's
never
dead.
met. They never met.
You know,
well, they met, but they never truly addressed each other how it was supposed to be. Because Mecca, he actually. Do you know what I said? You know what I said when we found out that Mecca wanted Monet, right? Mm-hmm. That was a thing. When we found that out, I said, I hope they don't sit up here for the next 6 episodes and lollygag around and bullshit around, and they don't ever put these 2 men in front of each other so that they can confront the history between them 2.
Yeah.
They never did it.
Monet killed Mecca, and Lorenzo ends up killing Zeke.
Give us your thoughts and comments down below. Tell us what you thought of this episode. What did you like about it? What did you hate? Tell us.
No, you hated everything because it was awful.
Everybody didn't hate everything.
Nah, it's true. Make sure you check out our previous episodes. We've been recapping the whole season. And make sure you subscribe because we're also going to talk about Power Book 4, Force. So make sure you subscribe.